Hey there, folks, it's me, your old pal, Officer Hank Schlitz, the Game Cop, coming to you over the internet to bring you all sorts of cool tips and fun facts and all sorts of neat things to tell your friends and teach your kids. And you should all subscribe and like and pay me all sorts of precious monies. I could really use it. And what are we talking about today? Well, I've got a real humdinger of a list for you, why not? Because I was thinking about elements and all the things that make up this world, and you know, everything that you can find in God's green creation can be found there on that neat little diagram we all call the periodic table. And you know, but there's some elements that are better than others, and I think that a lot of these elements should go take a hike. And you know, they don't provide us with anything. They don't provide us with any joy or pleasure or knowledge or anything that we can use in our life. They're just floating around giving us cancer and whatnot, and I'm here to say some elements are better than others. These ones in particular, because, sorry, I had to swallow up a booger. This is Hank Schlitz's top 5 elements that exist on the planet Earth and elsewhere in the universe that make up all of creation. Yes. And what's number 5? Top 5. We're starting at the bottom here, folks. Number 5 element is, of course, iron. Yes, iron is so cool, because if you didn't have iron, where would you make all your cool swords out of? Like, what are you gonna kill and hack each other up to bits with if you don't have iron? You don't have iron, you don't have any of the great history of human beings stabbing the shit out of each other and playing in each other's guts and making each other eat each other's children. All that fun stuff you wouldn't have if you didn't have iron. Iron gives you stuff to stab each other with, to shoot each other with. It's just a great thing that lets us really get stuff done. Iron, my salute to you. You help keep the peace, and you keep the chaos, you keep history rolling around like it should, and I very much appreciate it. I don't know what we do without iron, okay? Well, we just stab each other with rocks like a bunch of cave dorks? No, I don't think so. I'm really glad we have iron. Help us sort things out the civilized human way. And number 2, wait, no, 4, yes. Number 4, top 4 element that exists out in the world is, of course, boron. Boron's fun because think of that word, boron. It's a great thing. You know, people don't use it, and when I first saw that thing, I was looking at all the things, and you know, you start with hydrogen, helium, and so on. I was reading down the list, and then I saw, you know, they're kind of regular sounding names. Then I saw boron. I was like, oh, I could use that in my repertoire. You know, I got a few people I wouldn't mind calling boron, because, you know, when I'm at work at the precinct, you know, you have like Marty. Marty is there, and he's always yapping about whatever his daughter's doing. Oh, she's so smart. Oh, she's such a graceful dancer. Blah 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 blah. And I just want to be like, you know, you are both boring and a moron. What you're saying a bunch of nothing. And it's stupid nothing. You're a boring moron. And I was like, I've been calling him a boron for a while. It's a really great insult. And where would we be without boron the element? We never have any way of coming up with this delicious portmanteau that we can apply to our family and friends when they're bothering us with the stupid mouth sounds, all right? Boron, thank you so much for this incisive comment you've been able to let me bestow upon my lesses. And number 3, yes, number 3 elements, top 3 element is, of course, copper. Copper, yes, because if you didn't have copper, folks, I don't know if you know this, but if it wasn't no copper, we'd have no Lady Liberty. And where would we be as a country without that beautiful, gorgeous woman standing up there, oxidizing and keeping her light of liberty lit for all us sinners down here on God's chosen land, America. It's an inspiring, beautiful thing that would not exist if we didn't have copper. What would she be made out of? A bunch of paper towels? Come on, that wouldn't be. It would just melt in the rain. That's a ridiculous idea, saying we should make Lady Liberty out of cardboard or paper towels or some sort of, you know, easily tearable material. No, it has to be copper. Copper's the only thing that it'll do for our precious Lady Liberty. And she's still standing tall today thanks to the good old C on the. No, that's carbon, I think. What is it? Cu? There's a C in there. I know there is with copper. So whatever the letters are, thank you, copper. I salute you too. You're a great metal indeed. Because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have America. And my number 2 element, the number 2 second best element that ever was on the whole periodic table land is, of course, neon. Yeah, because Look, think about it. If you didn't have neon, what would you be saying in that song about how the brights of light, the neon brights of light on Broadway? Like, what would you even say? You know, there'd be no Las Vegas without neon. There'd be no 7-Elevens without neon. I don't know if that sign uses neon, but they you know, it's this glowing gas. It provides such a nice, you know, angelic kind of glow that we can, you know, not be so terrified in the night, for we can make the night ours, and it looks like a futuristic, colorful wonderland. And you know, I appreciate this gas looking out for me and making the night less scary, and you know, just making it look nice and pretty, and you know, being Christmas lights in the winter season. I love it. It's great. Neon, you couldn't do it better. You know, just keep coming at us with all those beautiful colors, and you'll always be all right in my book. And of course, number one element, the best element that ever was, all the other elements can go fuck themselves, is of course lead. Yeah, lead is the best, baby, because if we didn't have lead, how would we be able to get the lead out? I mean, what would we do? There would be no Led Zeppelin. There'd be no way to get the lead out. You know, there'd be no you know, there'd be none of that great 70s music. We wouldn't be able to get the lead out if we didn't have lead. We wouldn't, you know, we wouldn't have, rock and roll would be some sham. It'd be a ghost of itself. It wouldn't be anything without that band. And if we didn't have lead, they'd have no idea what to call themselves, and then they just get confused, and they never get together to make all those great songs like Mississippi Mama and Black Magic Woman. You know, I love Led Zeppelin. They're so good. And if we didn't have that you know, that thing, we wouldn't have the thing to call them, and then the DJs wouldn't have the thing to say when they play the Led Zeppelin songs. They wouldn't have that great Get the Lead Out. And Get the Lead Out is good on its own. You know, I say that to people when they're dragging ass, you know, at the precinct. I'm like, get the lead out, buddy. And then we have a laugh, and we do a little like air guitar, you know, with Led Zeppelin. But then he knows that I mean, get your ass in gear, buddy. We got to move. It's a really great phrase, and it's you know, it's applied really well with the rock and roll music. And we wouldn't have that if we didn't have lead, you dum-dum. I mean, sure, you know, oxygen's fine, I guess, but I think the universe would be much better if it was just composed of these 5 simple elements, and we didn't have any of the other ones. I think nitrogen can go take a hike. I think that that's all I can think of. All right, so I hope that was a good list. It's what the world needs. Goodbye, I'm Game Cop. Bye, Game Cop.